Oh, guys, it's the intro!
Welcome back to another episode of Olympus Unhinged. Today we turn the clock back so far even time flinches. Before Zeus cracked the sky open with thunder, before Hera made passive aggression a divine art form, and before the first mortal got seduced, smote, or turned into a tree, there was Kronos, Titan, King, Sickle enthusiast, and, depending on how charitable you're feeling, either a cautionary tale or the prototype for every future deadbeat dad. Let's begin. At first, there wasn't much. A chaotic cosmos, a few deep breaths of existence, and a very codependent couple named Uranus and Gaia. Gaia, the earth, was fertile and vast. Uranus, the sky, was clingy.
You sure that is how you pronounce his name?
Together they had children. A lot of them. But Uranus had a thing about control. Power made him anxious. So the moment any of their kids looked remotely threatening, or even just a little weird, he'd shove them back into Gaia. Physically, into the earth. No metaphor here. The Cyclopes, the 100-handed ones. All of them, crammed into the ground like Gaia was some kind of eternal storage locker. And Gaia, she was not having it. She was tired. She was angry. She was full of Titan teenagers with no room to move. So she did what any exhausted cosmic mother would do. She called on one of her children, one not yet put back in the ground, Kronos, youngest of the Titans, cunning, quiet, always watching. You know the type. Their conversation went something like this.
He's at it again, shoving them back inside me whenever one merely looks at him weirdly. I'm a mother, not a warehouse.
I heard them last night. One of the 100-handed ones tried to count to 1,000 just to stay sane. He gave up somewhere around 73 and started screaming again.
Wow! He counted really high!
That's more effort than Uranus has put into parenting. He fears them, so he buries them. Even the Cyclopes, your brother Argus just wanted to invent metalwork. Now he's stuck inventing ways to breathe through magma.
The others say we shouldn't interfere, that Father is the sky, and the sky can't be cut.
The sky can't be reasoned with either. He descends each night like a fog with opinions. You've heard him. Obey, obey, obey. Always hovering, never listening. Honestly, if he mansplains balance of the cosmos one more time.
What would you have me do, Mother?
Something none of the others dared. Strike him.
You want me to fight the literal sky?
No, I want you to trim it.
She opens her hands. From the earth rises a sickle, gleaming, jagged, forged of something older than fear.
This is adamantine. It doesn't bend. It doesn't break.
Kronos eyed the weapon.
Is this really necessary?
He's been trying to stuff your siblings back into me like bad dreams. Yes, it's necessary.
So I just wait until he's distracted?
He comes down tonight. He always does. You wait. You strike.
Got it. Understood.
Good. Cut deep. I'm done birthing his disappointments.
And after? Will the others follow me?
If they don't, you can always start eating them. That was a joke.
Ha ha! That's a good one.
Do it cleanly. And remember, you're not doing this for glory. You're doing this because your father has confused order with personal storage bin.
Then let the sky fall.
So that night, when Uranus descended to Gaia again, Kronos struck. He didn't hesitate. With the adamantine sickle, he cut his father. Clean-cut, cosmic consequences. The blood of Uranus fell upon the earth, and from it rose the Furies, the Giants, and the Melii. Meanwhile, his severed bits hit the sea, and from the foam came Aphrodite, which frankly is the most uncomfortable origin story for a love goddess in recorded history. With Uranus screaming into the stars and sky and earth forever separated, Kronos stood triumphant. The age of the Titans had begun. Kronos took the throne with all the confidence of a man who just struck down his father and got away with it. He freed his siblings. He restored order. He even married his sister, Rhea, which, in Titan terms, was just efficient. And for a time, things were good. Mortals were few, but they were happy. There was no aging, no hunger, no war. The crops harvested themselves. The seasons stayed balanced. Nobody had to file taxes or build temples with suspiciously low labor costs. It was the golden age. And yet, beneath all that sunlight and harmony, Kronos remembered something. A whisper, a curse, a prophecy, spoken in the blood of a dying sky. As you have done to me, so shall your child do to you. That was the problem with cosmic justice. It always circled back. Kronos did what many powerful rulers do when faced with their inevitable downfall. He got weird about it. When Rhea gave birth to their first child, Hestia, Kronos smiled, cradled her lovingly, and then swallowed her.
I don't think he got the joke.
No hesitation. Just down the hatch. Rhea was horrified, understandably. But Kronos insisted it was necessary. He loved his children, truly. But you can't be too careful when fate starts making threats. So when Rhea bore Demeter, he did it again. Then Hera, then Hades, then Poseidon. Each time Rhea begged, and each time Kronos made his now patented parental paranoia smoothie and drank it with dead-eyed resolve. Rhea, meanwhile, endured. She wept. She raged. And finally, when she was pregnant with their sixth child, she went quiet. She had a plan. Rhea fled to the island of Crete to give birth in secret. There, in a sacred cave, surrounded by nymphs and a magical goat named Amalthea, whose milk tasted like lightning and honey, she gave birth to Zeus. The child was hidden away, and in his place, Rhea wrapped a stone in swaddling clothes. She held it close to her heart and presented it to Kronos as if it were his son. And Kronos, he swallowed it. He didn't notice the difference.
Who knew stones tasted like babies?
Parenting tip. If you can't tell your baby from a boulder, you may want to reevaluate your methods. Years passed. Zeus grew strong and wild in the mountains, fed by myth and goat and destiny. He learned who he was. He learned what had been done. And when the time came, he returned, disguised as a servant in his father's court. He didn't strike with a blade. Not yet. Instead, he used something far more insidious, a potion. Slipped into Kronos' drink, it forced the Titan to cough up every child he had swallowed, one by one, fully grown and furious. Out came Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, and somewhere in there, that rock. Reunited, they stood as one, and then they made war. The Titanomachy raged for 10 years. Lightning tore through mountains. Oceans crashed across continents. The 100-handed ones joined in, hurling boulders like cosmic dodgeballs. The Cyclopes forged thunderbolts. The earth trembled. In the end, the old world fell. Kronos was defeated, chained in Tartarus, the deepest pit in existence. A void even the gods hesitate to name. He had overthrown his father to escape prophecy, only to fulfill it himself. And now Zeus was in control, so things were better? So what did we learn? That power taken by force invites force in return. That fear cannot protect you from fate. And that maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't eat your children. That's it for today's episode of Olympus Unhinged.
Tune in next time for some other horrible things the gods did. Or wait, maybe it'll be cool. Probably not.